They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Ravens, they coming off their very first loss of the year, suffered a week ago.
Yeah, it will not be a perfect season, but I'm interested to see how they bounce back now that they know that chasing the 1972 Dolphins is out the window.
Now we get our first peek at the Ravens offense, and at the helm, of course, the most valuable player of the NFL in 2019, Lamar Jackson. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And now off to the races, down the right side. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. A big play there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Ravens have taken the early lead. Well, one word for that opening play call, and that is aggressive, but it worked. First play from scrimmage, long touchdown pass.
Well, let's be honest about it. In our production meeting last night, we talked about when would the secondary get tested. I did not say that it'd get tested on play number 1. I knew as the game went along, they would take their shots. But that, as you said, a bold strike and very successful right out of the gate.
Tucker with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Steeler offense set to go to work, and once again at the helm, their longtime starter, that's Ben Roethlisberger. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their own 22. First carry for the 2018 Pro Bowler, James Conner. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. Oh, Earl Thomas coming up from that safety spot to make sure he didn't get back to the line of scrimmage. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And he connects with Vance McDonald. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. That's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
And taken right on the 30. 8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Baltimore set to take over here for their 2nd possession of the game. And you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in 1st place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the #1 goal? Make the playoffs. #2, win your division. Number 3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number 1 seed so you get that first-round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
So here we are, Charles, with the calendar already in November. Hard to believe it. And when you talk about the great performances that we've seen from the rookie class this year, I think this young wide receiver is right near the top of the list.
And think about all the expectations he had to live up to, because there were some people, not going to name any names, but some people made comparisons to guys like OBJ, Mike Evans, Michael Thomas. Again, no, not saying any names.
Well, I think you're looking at me, but while I did that, I will admit, you did it as well, partner.
I did. And I was just trying to deflect all the blame onto you. Look, we all did that, and he exceeded those expectations. All you can do is stand and applaud.
Now this one complete on the slant route. The 20. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. A big play there. His 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Ravens will add on to their lead. Not even 2 minutes into this football game, already we've had 2 scores.
You know how much I like to read about teams of old, right? The teams of yesteryear. There were some teams that were known as the point-a-minute teams. Well, obviously in a 60-minute game, that's 60-plus points. But 2 touchdowns in the first 2 minutes? My calculator doesn't operate that well.
And now on the other side, they better wake up. They haven't even gotten off the bus yet. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
On the return, the Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 20.
So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their 2nd offensive possession. And the first drive, 3 and out. 2nd possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how the defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. James Conner, the running back, his intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Now Ben going to give this one to Conner. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
And force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
On 3rd down, Roethlisberger. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Derek Wolfe popping in for the sack.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. Here's Jordan Berry now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He'll take it a few steps in front of the 50. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Ravens set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson. And he's got him. Got his man on the end route. Complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
First down.
The catch there for the rookie. And Charles, as good as this young wide receiver has been all season, he was very clear in speaking with the media that this offense is at their best when there is a balance between run and pass.
I absolutely love his attitude. This guy goes out and plays hard each and every week. He plays smart. He makes big plays, and he understands the dynamics of a locker room. Make sure you deflect a lot of the praise so that other people get it as well. And he's absolutely right. When they're at their best, there is a good balance between run and pass, and then he makes big plays downfield.
Yeah, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Vince Williams on the
look there at Ingram's numbers from a week ago. 10 carries, 101 yards, and a score.
And now that he's playing a Thursday night game, short week, you know, he spent a lot of time in the trainer's room in the cold tub trying to get his legs back for this game.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. A handoff. It's Mark Ingram. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. That play gets him 6 yards and sets them up with a 1st and goal. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. His pass caught at the 4. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook. Pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off the last?
And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. From 4 yards out as the Ravens push further out in front. Boy, these guys are off to the races, Charles. 20-0 already, extra point pending.
Yeah, you always hear that term. They just boat race someone. Heck, it's car race, motorcycle race, plane race, whatever you want. Right now, they are sprinting past them.
Tucker now for the extra point. And it is now. And it's capped off by the Baltimore score.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Ryan Switzer on the return. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. The last catch did get 3, but they're still left needing 7 yards on 3rd down. And he is going to wind up losing yardage here, as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 21-0 our score after 1.
Steelers, nothing.
Here's Jordan Berry now, standing just about on his own goal line. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And he'll take it just outside the 40. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. So here are the Ravens to take over on offense. They were losers a week ago to Tennessee, but they're on top right now as they come up here 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Oh, that was dangerous.
Jackson's pass.
Threw it into coverage, almost picked. But instead, they'll keep it on 2nd down.
It's 2nd down.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target. But he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Jackson. And he slings one that's incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure, or do they play coverage on this down?
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. From the gun, it's Jackson. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give them 17 on that pickup. It's worth noting when you talk about Jackson's running ability, the Baltimore wide receivers had just over 1,400 receiving yards combined last year. And, Charles, that was the fewest yards by a wide receiver group in the NFL since 2011.
And, partner, I expect that number to go up this year. Last season, Lamar Jackson got very comfortable with his tight end group. In fact, he had one tight end and went to the Pro Bowl. But I think now, because of his ability to run the ball, it'll bring defenders closer to the line of scrimmage, and you'll see more big plays from the wide receivers downfield.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, 31 yards. And the Ravens will extend their lead. Well, Lamar Jackson remembers 7 rushing touchdowns in his MVP season of 2019, and he's into the end zone here as well.
And when you hear that 7 rushing touchdowns in 2019, doesn't it surprise you a little bit?
Yeah, you almost expect more, right?
Yeah, in your mind, you're thinking Lamar Jackson got in the end zone a bunch more. That might be what he does in 2020.
It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. So that drive, 4 plays. And it was capped off by the touchdown run that came from Lamar Jackson.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he returns this to the 22.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
There's James Conner now as he trots back onto the field. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement down on the scoreboard. Maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away. Bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Yet the question is, will they? Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their own 22. He'll start the drive with a give to Connor. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line.
He was brought down.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
From the 20.